Welcome back to another episode of Stories from the Dirt. Today we have Team Hell's Bells, Gloria and Megan. Hey, ladies, how are you?
What's going
Good. How are
on?
you doing?
Great. All right, tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's start with Gloria.
Well, I am the navigator for Team Hell's Bells, Texas native. Yeah, never met Megan before, but we're excited, to do this. So,
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Megan, I have questions, but we're gonna let Megan introduce herself first.
I'm Megan. I'm the driver. We'll be using my Bronco.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's quickly jump back to Gloria's statement. You've never met. You've met since then? Like you've only
So
been
we've never met in person. We talk every day, though.
ever. Okay.
Never met
Every
in
day.
person. Yeah, we talk every single day, and it doesn't ever feel forced from day one. It's just
You'd think that we're lifelong best friends.
seriously, there's just this connection, like two puzzle pieces that just were missing, and boop, we're perfect.
1,000,000%. And the
But
Rebel did that.
The Rebel did that. So
yes,
that was my next question.
yes.
Did the Rebel hook you up? Like you filled out the competitor
Oh
form?
no, we're
Oh,
Instagram friends, and after the last rally, we're like, gosh, I really want to do that, and I knew that I wanted to do it as a driver. I wanted to do it in my Bronco, and I was just casually talking to Gloria about it, and she was like, I did land nav in the Army, and I was
oh,
like, are you into it? She was like, I think I'm into it, and it was actually a pretty easy decision for us from there.
okay. Yeah, so that was also a question I had is how do you decide who's going to drive and who's going to navigate? So,
For
you've
me,
done
I
it
knew I
before.
wanted to do it, and I wasn't willing to be a navigator, so it was just a matter of finding somebody. Besides the fact that I needed them to be amazing, like Gloria is so much better than anything I had ever hoped to find to participate in this. Like this, genuinely, I haven't been as excited for this or as for anything as this in I don't know, a long time. Years.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't think we stated it, but just for anybody that hasn't caught on, you guys are coming in as rookies.
We are.
Correct.
This will be your first year, both of you.
Yes.
Okay. And so, Gloria, had you heard about the Rebel before, or Megan brought this idea to you?
No, so we were both, I guess, on our own, already following, watching the
Okay.
live, watching everything, that was going on during last year's Rebel. And we had just started talking about it one day. Just,
Okay.
an organic conversation, just talking and, oh, are
Mhm.
you watching that? Yeah, I am actually. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do this, da da da. And I'm like, well, I spent 7 years active duty in the military, and I was actually pretty good at land nav. Like I had soldiers underneath me that I had to teach as well, train. So let's give it a try. So
Nice. So, were you used to the UTM grid?
yes and no. So it's very
Yes.
different. Like it really is different. And anybody that has been in the military too will tell you like the land nav that we have to do for Rebel is so different, and it's really never been on in vehicle either. It's been on foot. So
Right.
that's going to be very different. We are lucky that we're going to train together next week. Actually, I'm flying out to
Oh,
California, so we're going to train together. And I'm going to need that. I really am. I'm not coming in
yeah.
here and like, oh, I know everything because I don't. This is still very new to me in that sense that it's going to be inside a vehicle. Again, all the little training that, I can't say little. It's not little training in the military, but the training I've had, what I have underneath my belt is all on foot. So it's like,
Yeah.
map, here's your compass, go, But again,
Yeah.
it's so different in a vehicle that the speeds that we have to go. I know that it's not how do you say it, like a race going with high speeds all the time. We've got to be really careful with our time just
We have
from
to
what
be on pace, right?
yeah, but still it's going to be very different.
Yeah. Yeah. Different, but at least you're not starting from zero. A lot of people totally from zero. So, yeah, this weird age we live in. So you two met online and now you're just flying to another state to be picked up from the airport by some rando on the internet, right? I mean,
I've been playing the long game.
Oh no. Yeah,
but
pretty much.
how weird. Okay. Well, I'm excited for you guys. So that'll be your first kind of like chance to communicate in the vehicle. Have you talked about like communication styles? How have you worked this out being so far apart?
Gloria.
Well, we don't just text. We talk on the phone. We FaceTime. I
Yeah.
think that even if we've already discussed kind of how our communication is going to be, we're not really going to know it 100% until next week when we have
Yeah.
our long drive, 5 hours out from her place to Mammoth, where we're going to go train together to really get to know each other, to get to know how we interact with each other and how we're going to uh, just take things. Things are going to come up. Okay, well, how are you going to react to me saying
Hmm.
this? How am I going to react to you responding that way? So do you have anything, Megan? Like,
Yeah, we've talked a lot about our communication styles and what we would describe ourselves as, and we've
Okay.
we've really integrated our lives together so that when something happens in one of our lives, we immediately go to each other and then we talk through what's happening, what our stress level is like, and what our natural reaction to that is, so that
Okay.
we have this understanding of each other. And I am looking forward to actually putting it into practice, but we know that we complement each other very well, personality wise, work ethic wise, competitive wise. We have the same goals, and so that, I think that's really the strong foundation for us.
for sure.
Nice. And then, so what is your goal together, if you don't mind sharing?
The ultimate goal?
Yeah, come on, give me
I
the
mean, the
big
ultimate
goals,
goal would be to win the rookies.
right?
Of course.
Nice, yeah. I am a fan of setting that huge goal and writing it down, and it's in my notebook, and I look at it every day, like, that's my personality, and I love to hear that from the
I
rookies
mean,
because, like,
ultimately, it's, to do it. But
Yeah, sure.
if we're going to
yes,
add
finishing is
something
the
to it,
first goal,
yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, good, good. And so Mammoth, so this is a impromptu, like, not a formal training, you guys are going out to train just on your own?
Yeah, just on our own. Uh,
You're the spokeswoman.
yeah, I see that. Yeah, yeah. So, it really, yeah, that's really what
I
it
have a
is.
tendency
Just
to talk over people, so I have to very intentionally. My navigator will be telling me what to do while we are out there, so I am practicing handing over the reins. She tells me what to do, I'll do
but
it.
see, I love when you were like, "Just go with it." I'm like, "Yeah, go with it. Look, he's on the podium. Let's." That's me. I'm that
There
hype person too. If you want to take it,
She
I'm
is.
all for it. So,
Yes, she is.
yeah,
Nice, nice. You guys are so much fun, Gloria, especially on social media. I mean, you're just
I was like,
slaying it,
Gloria,
if I
especially.
may.
Wow.
No, no, your social game is good too, Megan, but come on.
I'm joking.
Do we not agree that Gloria is slaying it with the social
A
media and
million
it's
you.
percent.
My goal with that was, I just want to make people laugh. I want to make
yeah,
people laugh. I laugh at them before I post, and I'm like, are other people going to laugh at this? Are they going to see
yes.
the humor behind it all? Like, I just, it's all it is. It's jokes. It's
Yeah.
having fun. It's like, hey, just read it, laugh. If you don't like it, keep swiping. But yeah, I'm glad that you find it so funny and that I can make you laugh. So that makes me happy.
No,
Million
I
percent.
love it. When it first started showing up, I was like, "Who is this chick?" And then, like, I started following and I was like, "Oh, that's almost inappropriate. Almost
Almost.
inappropriate." So, I am here for the social media posts
Thank
and
you.
I'm loving it.
Thank you so much.
And so it just happens that you guys both drive Broncos? Is that what brought you together? I mean,
Definitely.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, women in the Bronco world, there's not a million of us. We all seem to connect if we're on social media, and we're both kind of loud on social media. And so we just gravitated toward each other.
Nice. Um, so, I interview a number of teams and I hear a lot of times, she's my best friend. I couldn't imagine doing it with anybody else. So coming in, I mean, I know you've spent some time like trying to get to know one another and developing your communication styles, but is there any fear there? Like, I mean, I don't actually know this person that well yet.
I
No.
no, I don't have a fear as far as starting at the starting line and getting to the finish line.
We
All of that,
really,
all the
when we say that we talk a lot, we talk a lot. And before we decided to commit to this, we talked a lot about what our goals are, what we look like when we're under stress, what our competitive levels are, because we didn't want to have someone who's super competitive and then someone who's just happy to be there. We needed to make sure that
right.
we balanced each other. And
Mm,
so like we said, we're besties forever. We
Yeah.
are a million. We're
Yeah.
family at this point.
Yeah.
It's actually incredible how close we are in this short amount of time. It feels like we've been best friends forever, and I can't imagine doing it with anybody else. A million
Yeah.
percent.
And something that I feel that the Rebel Rally does to a lot of the women is it brings this closeness to. You are surrounded by so many like-minded women, powerful women, just mentally and emotionally, everything, that you just if we fit, I'm telling you, it's like two puzzle pieces that came together and just
Mm.
fit. So
Nice. Yeah, the Rebel is a pretty unique platform in that women of all walks of life come together and I mean, not like puzzle pieces immediately everybody, but
for sure.
like there's a certain sisterhood like, "Oh, you're in the Rebel, like, hey, I've already got your back."
Yeah,
Yes,
So,
most
right.
definitely.
that's always a lot of fun. All right, let me see here. Um So, strategy-wise, like packing, since are you guys gonna go over some packing while you're together? Is Megan just taking care of the packing and Gloria is showing up with her nav gear? Like, how are you guys working all that out?
I'll take this one. So, since she's coming to me, I'll be supplying everything except for her and what she needs to wear. Essentially, I have all the nav stuff. I'll be printing the maps of where we are going. I'm printing out the checkpoint guides, the enduro. I'll be bringing the tent. I'll be bringing our hammocks. We're going to practice setting up tent. We're going to practice different sleeping configurations. We're going to kind of try to figure out what works for us as a team, camping wise, outside of just competition, because that's so much of it. We want to make sure that we are as comfortable as possible and that we have
Yeah,
kind of a system down before we get there.
Right.
yeah. Oh, tell me about these hammocks. I saw that, Megan, on your social media, I think. These hammocks that you can string up in the back of the Bronco?
Yes, so Gloria has one too. It's from a
Okay.
company called Meraki Hammocks, and he hand
Uh-huh.
makes each hammock when it's ordered, and they are made for the Bronco. They come in single or they come in tandem, which is the one that you've been seeing on mine. And he made that for Gloria and I for the rally on the marathon nights.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
hopefully we don't have to set up camp and just sleep in the
Right.
car.
That would be that would be beneficial. Although last year, trying to think, I don't think one night we camped with our cars.
Yeah.
But then the other marathon, like we were separated from our cars,
Mm.
which is
Oh, I didn't realize that that was a possibility. I thought that you had the option on marathon nights.
no. So, like my first year, they called it a half marathon. When we were in Amboy, we had parking for the vehicles and then a camping area. And then at Gold Point this year, there was a parking area and then a camping area because there
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
enough room.
Hmm. That's good to
Yeah,
know.
but when we were in Johnson Valley, we got to basically have our vehicles there right beside us.
We'll have options. We've gotten a lot of
Yeah.
support, luckily,
Yeah,
so we have we'll figure out what works
we'll
for
be
us.
prepared. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're gonna figure it out. It'll be okay.
But the Go ahead.
Oh no, no, nothing.
Oh, the hammock though, that is a really cool idea and it looks
It
really
is really
comfortable.
cool, and it's really comfortable too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. My first year, I was in a Jeep, and there's no way we could have even strung a hammock in there because we were packed to the gills. And then last year, I was in a Bronco. Um, I think we could have managed hammocks in there. Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do is take out my back seats before the rally so that we kind of have
Yeah.
that extra space and we don't have to worry about the seats. We can kind of configure everything to keep it flat and keep it easily accessible from any point that we need it to be. So that's the other thing
Yeah.
we're doing this weekend. We're going to find out, like, where do we like the stuff to be to
Hmm.
access it? Where does setting up, stuff to make sure it's in Gloria's eyesight? What we're figuring all of these things out that we haven't experienced quite yet. I did do a
Right.
training with Shelby Hall. So I
Oh,
was part of that with her. And so I learned a lot and I got to see Tara Lynn work. So all the
mm,
things that Tara Lynn does, I was like, tell me what you get. And I ordered those things and I have them. And
yeah.
Adriana, I have her stuff. So I learned a lot doing that.
Yeah.
And it kind of helped streamline as a rookie. where we want to start. Give us a base because there's so much, so much. Like Amanda says, it's like getting it's kind of like getting information from a water hose, like a fire hose. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Same
so
here.
much.
There is so much information. Yeah, Tara Lynn was my main mentor, my rookie year, so you're in good hands there for sure.
Queen. She's so nice too.
Oh, yeah.
And so
So nice.
humble. You'd have no
Yeah,
idea how successful she is. She's so amazing.
I know, I know. I interviewed her and I'm like, "You're the winningest rebel ever," and she was like, "Yeah."
Oh,
I'm like, "Yeah,
She's
come
so
on."
cool. I love her.
I know. Yeah. Um, yeah, if you guys get out to Southern Utah here, we'll definitely have to ping her up. We'll have a little
I love
rebel
Southern Utah
reunion.
so much. I would love to.
Yeah. Um, alright, so good. So you're learning from pros, literal pros,
Literal. Yeah.
literal pros, and you guys are going to Mammoth, so you've set up, your own enduros and you're got checkpoints and all that out there?
So we are actually going to run the first 2 days of last year's Rebel
Oh,
Rally.
yeah.
fun.
So we have the right maps, we have the checkpoints, and so we can also kind of check our work at the same time.
Yeah.
So that way we get an idea of what does a real life day in Rebel Rally look like? Are we there yet? Can we do it? Is there stuff? What's our weak points? And then we also it gives us something to check our work with because it's been done.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Those are fun days. A little
I
bit
can't
different
wait.
up there in the trees
Oh,
too.
we're a little worried about the altitude. We live at sea level, right? So we're
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Texas and Bay
I'm at
Area,
like
so
I'm at like 3,600 and we get up into the altitude like just last weekend I was hiking at like almost 8,000. So it wasn't a big deal for me, but you guys, yeah, know the
we're just gonna
signs.
go
Know
out and
the
we're gonna
signs of
sleep the whole
altitude
time.
sickness.
Yeah, we've we talked about that. We're definitely going to keep an eye out on each other and make sure
We're
that
gonna take oxygen,
yeah.
and I posted on the page to see if anybody had any tips, which there were a lot of
Yeah,
tips
that helps a lot.
because everybody had to deal with this last year.
Yeah.
So it's not unique to us. It's everybody. So everybody was
Yeah.
very helpful with their tips, and I think that worst case scenario, we might have to take a day and adjust, but that's also a part of it. And we can just hang
Mhm.
out, we can set up camp and just be together because learning to be together for that amount of time is also training.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
100%.
invaluable training. So what was your experience, Gloria? I know you were in the army, so that obviously afforded you some experience, but individually, what are your experiences with like the camping and the driving off road and
Um,
before?
well, I mean, in the military, it's like before. Now, you mean before rebel or before
Yeah,
getting into?
before Rebel, like camping experience,
Yeah,
off-roading.
so I mean, I've had to pitch a tent with just a stick and a and a poncho. Like I've had to dig a hole and just kind of make our own little man shift area, sleep area to. So I've it's nothing. I like that. I like being out there. Sand as well, having it all inside my boots. That's fine too. No showers. We used a lot of baby wipes. So all that being put into that environment is not new to me.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of back like in my element because they always say when people leave the military and they've done different types of training and whatnot, you miss it. It's kind of like I'm back into the civilian world. And you look at your
Mm.
closet and it's like I can't put on this uniform anymore. What do I wear? I
Yeah.
have to get out of that mindset. But even though it's been years now, I got out in 2015. It's still there. It's right here. It'll always be.
Yeah.
So to be put back into that, I'll be in my element. It's gonna be fun.
Nice. What about you, Megan?
And she's an off-roader, just to point out.
Oh,
And she does camp overnight. But I'm obviously a big off-roader, but I grew up camping. I've grown up traveling in Montana, Yellowstone, done all over the Western United States, Alaska, Hawaii. So although I am well versed in camping and tent camping and roughing it, I think I've gotten a little soft in my older age, I like to be comfortable now. So this is going to be kind of putting myself back in the position to be uncomfortable. So I also have to practice that.
Yeah. My first year, my husband and I travel around in a four-wheel camper now, so I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a camper on the back of a big Ram
Yeah, yeah.
3500, so we have heat and protection from the elements, and, my first year base camp was not terribly far from Reno, and I wake up my first morning, and I get out of my tent, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so cold," and then I look across the field, and there's all the staff and their four-wheel campers and all these campers, and somebody's like, "How was your night?" And I was like, "I've gone soft. I miss my camper and my heat." So, yeah, it is a little bit of adjustment,
Mhm.
like, we're used to being off grid and stuff like that, but still, like, I thought I was good at being dirty until my first year of the Rebel, and then I was like, "No, I need to work on this."
Yeah, I'm aware that there will be a learning curve for me to get back to. I'm looking at I'm looking at tapping into young Megan, tapping into my child self. Because
Yeah.
38-year-old Megan likes a bed with a pillow topper, lots of pillows, a really comfortable blanket.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a test for that.
Yeah, yeah. I take 2 pillows, I'm not gonna lie. You
That's one
need
of
your
the things
sleep.
we're working out this weekend. So we've decided that we want to prioritize comfort after listening to so many prior rebels
Mhm.
and their experience with it, and that they actually do prioritize comfort because it's such a big part. It's so uncomfortable that you need something to
It's
give you
important.
reprieve.
It's important
Yeah,
too at
so
night. Even if it's just a few hours of good sleep, you need that sleep. You need to be
yeah.
comfortable to kind of start
Yeah,
the next morning at whatever time it is, and hit it hard again all day, 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like you have to be comfortable. So,
And we have to figure out what's reasonable for that. How much stuff can we lug from the car to a campsite? How much weight do we want? How much space do we want it to take up? How much time do we want it to take to set up? Is it worth the comfort at that point if you're just exhausting yourself? So this training experience that we have coming up is going to be something that we are spending a lot of time doing, trying to figure out that aspect of it in a smaller form, because obviously we are just going to get to like hang out and do nothing if we have altitude sickness. We don't have to push, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, on a Trivia Pursuit kind of note, I do know from last year that the back seat of a Bronco weighs about 110 pounds, so because we took ours out last year.
huh.
There we
But
go.
then
I'll get like an inch of
we
clearance from that.
there you go. And then we took, 2 spares, so the one on the back, and then we slid the 6th tire, like, all the way up between the 2 front seats kind of against the center console,
Mhm.
and that was a little bit of a sticking point because it made, like, every time I would open the door, like, my bag would fall out.
Did you need
So
the second spare?
no, we didn't need any spares.
Okay.
That's good.
My first year, we needed a spare, but that was kind of more user error. As rookies, we heard the word transit and thought we were going to be on hardpack all day, so we aired up.
Oh,
And then
okay.
we weren't on hardpack all day, and there were some rocks, like, embedded in the trail, and one
Mhm.
of them, like, we must have clipped one and it just bubbled a sidewall. So, we chose to switch that out. But, yeah, last year you guys be careful out there because on day 1, I think actual day 1, not just prologue, like 3 or 4 teams flatted, and 1 team flatted twice. That was a Rivian
Twice.
though,
Oh,
so
no.
that was a Rivian, and they don't have, like, their off-road tires are not the same as, like, an off-road tire that you're running on a Bronco.
Okay. We have a tire sponsor, and they gave us the option between the E loading and the C loading for sidewall. We went with E. So we are
Yeah.
hoping that we don't have if we have to change a tire, it's gonna be so heavy. But we're hoping that by getting the heavier tire, we are beefing ourselves up and saving ourselves from having to potentially do that. But we do have a tire repair kit. We have a sidewall repair kit. So hopefully we can avoid having to do that. But
Yeah.
we're ready either way. We have the skills and the knowledge,
Yeah.
especially Gloria. She's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I read in your, bio, Gloria, you enjoy working out.
I do.
What kind
I do.
what kind of workouts do you do?
So I mean, right after the military, I did a lot of CrossFit.
Okay.
I injured my back a few years ago. I actually broke my transverse process, so it's
Mm.
been lots of recovery time. It seems like, but my wife is a competitor, a bodybuilder, so I kind of just keep up with the workouts she does to just kind of trigger different parts of muscles of the body and everything to kind of help with my injured back and stuff like that. So
Oh, yeah, I think when I was Facebook stalking you, did I notice your wife competes in bikini competitions, right?
yeah, so she is now. So she did yeah, this will be her second time getting back on stage. She does have a
Okay.
coach. She's with this awesome team. It's going to be it's good. It's good. It's going to be awesome. So lots of meal
Nice,
prepping done over
nice.
here.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
she is. She's always meal prepping, and she'll be
Yes.
like on the phone with
Yeah,
me.
I
She's like,
love
"Sorry, I
helping her.
gotta shred some chicken."
It's
yeah,
exhausting, to be to do all that. So
It's
it's much
work.
I can help a lot. I try to do as much of it as I can to help her out. So
See, she's a supportive partner.
I am.
that's great, yeah. Prior to COVID, I mean, I'm still a personal trainer, but prior to COVID, that's what I did kind of as a passion project
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
and, I did a little bikini competitions, and I coached some girls that did bikini,
That's
so it's a
awesome.
lot of fun. It's a great world.
Yes, it is. Takes a lot of
Um,
discipline.
it does, yeah, yeah. I don't do it anymore. I don't know if I'll ever do it again. I'm old now. You guys are not old. I am old.
32, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
32 plus a lot. Uh,
No, it's fine.
we don't we don't have to talk about that.
It's wisdom and
Okay, so
experience, and we're proud to have it.
excellent, excellent. Um, so you meet online, you decide, like, how what when did you sign up for the rebel? Like, how long from the first one of you saying, "Hey, we're both interested, this could be a thing," like, how long did you think about it?
Overnight, we were signed up within a week.
Yeah, within a
Ooh,
week. After we
We
kind
signed
of
up in November.
okay,
I think yeah,
nice.
after we brought it up in a conversation, the next day we were just like, "Let's do it." You know?
Yeah. We made ourselves take the night. We would have committed to it the night before.
Yeah.
We were like, "We're being so impulsive right now. We have to take the night."
We did talk
And
about
even
that.
then, we were still like, "It's done. It's done. We know it's done." We
Yeah.
needed our partners to be aware of it, though.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, we're gonna do
Yeah,
this huge monumental thing that's gonna take up a lot of our family's time.
yeah. A lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of stress. I don't know, the
Yes.
stress, like, it comes in waves for me. Like, the other day, I
It's
was like,
usually
"Oh my
around
god."
when the payments due, right?
I mean, that part is a little stressful, not gonna lie, but for me, it's like the timeline. Like, I logged on today, at the day of this recording, and it was like 118 days. I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, in less than
Wow.
4 months, I'll be in Mammoth.
Yeah.
I mean, what's today? Today's the 13th. We'll be on the rally.
Insane,
We'll
isn't
be
it?
we'll be competing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that too. I
Yeah.
was counting it by the month though, so I was like, "Oh, that's right around the corner." Like
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
We're getting
Yeah.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
last week I was like 4 months. Effectively 4 months is what we have. That's
We're
insane.
working hard for this. We're excited for it.
Yeah. No, it is exciting. I'm excited for you guys. I can't wait to see you guys rock it. Yeah. Um, okay, so what we just actually going live today is a roundtable about fitness and why fitness is important on the rally. So, Gloria, you work out. Megan, do you do any working out? Are you working?
I will,
Whoa,
okay?
you will.
I do. I
Okay.
really do plan to. I'm making a joke. I am fairly fit, but I want to be competition fit.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not Gloria or her wife, but I used to be a very hardcore athlete. And so I'm just looking forward to something that kind of challenges me to get moving again in that way. I want strength and I want endurance because I get really bad migraines and I get them almost
Mm.
daily. I get them around the same time every day. So I'm trying to get I'm trying to work through the periods where I know a migraine's gonna happen and see what I can do to improve it.
Yeah, interesting. And what about you, Gloria? Did you implement any, like, particular training plan to get you ready, or you just feel like your life has prepared you?
Uh, I mean, I've always just and because of the military, I've always just tried to stay active. But I think I will, or I am now doing a lot more cardio. So
Okay.
something I had stopped for a while. I didn't have to run for time anymore. I was civilian. I don't have to do that. I don't have to run 2, 3 miles in under however many minutes, right? So, but it does help a lot to, cardiovascular. It's important. And then just fitness itself is really important mentally as well, which is I'm going to need that. All day in a vehicle,
She's gotta put up with me,
nap.
so
It's mentally draining. But if you're fit as well, that kind of all ties in together. So it is important.
Yeah, that's one of the, things that we discussed, and, like, so my first year, I was like, "Oh, I do all this fitness stuff, I'll be fine, like, I'm in decent shape, like, no worries." My second year, I was like, "Okay, let's rethink that," and so I started training on my, bike trainer in the garage for, like, a century, so I would ride my bike for any number of minutes to hours, and then I would come in, and then I would, like, do plotting or read maps or do enduro
when you're
math or something
tired.
like that. Yes,
Yeah,
so,
that's really smart.
yeah,
I should try that.
y
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
good idea.
so,
I
Mhm.
like that.
that's what I was gonna say, like, not only is fitness important, but being able to accomplish mental tasks while you're kind of drained or
Yeah.
tired or worn
Hmm.
out.
Or
That
you
makes
just want to
sense. Yeah,
stop.
I played college, sports and, we
Mm,
exhaust ourselves and then we have practice. You have to practice those skills when you're exhausted. So that
yes.
makes complete sense.
Yeah, and then, yeah, I mean, even just the coffee in the morning not being the same as the coffee I have at home. Are you guys coffee drinkers?
I am, but I'm not picky.
I think I'm gonna transition over to Monsters so I don't get disappointed. 'Cause I'm not a big like, I drink coffee, but I'm not a big coffee person. I like my coffee to taste like ice cream, essentially, like warm,
Mm.
sweet, just delicious goodness. I actually really don't like the taste of coffee. So if it tastes like coffee, I can't actually.
Well, typically they have like 6 to 8 different varieties of creamers, so you can probably attain that
Oh,
ice cream flavored coffee.
I can work with that. Hazelnut, it will do it for me.
Hazelnut. I'm very simple. I like my coffee black.
I knew you were gonna say
Black.
that.
That's it. Yeah.
She's
I
so
don't give
hardcore.
I don't need anything else. Well, all the sugar stuff really hurts my stomach a lot, to be honest. I can't. That's the only reason why.
True, I okay, if I'm gonna be honest, I do like my non-dairy creamers with my
See?
fingers. They're not actually like I have like a more bougie order, but I was trying not to.
You're trying not to. Um, and then so did you guys talk about what kinda snacks? Snacks are a big, like, discussion. Are you aligned on snacks? Did you talk about what snacks you're bringing in the
We
vehicle?
have to have corn nuts for sure, right?
Chili picante.
Corn nuts.
Chili picante corn nuts. She likes the corn nuts. Uh,
I think I have too many fillings for that.
I am scared that one day I'm gonna regret it, but God, I love them so much. I
they're
can't help
good.
it.
They're really good.
We have talked a lot about it though, because everybody says they bring too many. We brought too many
Yeah.
snacks. Nobody finishes their snacks, and we look at each other. We're like, how? How? So we have tried. We actually have sat down and said, okay, what do we have to bring, and make sure we have on hand while potentially cutting back because this is what everybody says, and we don't want to overload.
Yeah.
But
And have
hot
you
Cheetos is what we're going to celebrate with.
hot Cheetos. Did you see the, sidebar, the documentary about the guy that designed the spice that goes into the hot Cheetos?
Uh-uh.
No, what's it on?
Tell me, yeah. But
Oh, I think it was on Netflix, but I think it's
Sounds like a
called, like,
Netflix one.
yeah, it might be called Flamin' Hot or something. Gosh, I'm so unprepared for this conversation at the moment, but it's so good. It's, like, humorous but factual all at the same time.
huh.
Anyways, you have to check that out. If you're
I
a
will.
fan of the hot Cheetos, you have to
Yeah.
check out documentary about how the hot came
I love
about
hot
or the
cheese.
flaming.
That's
It's
my
the
Yeah.
perfect flavor to
that's my
me. The
favorite
spice
snack.
level is perfect, the umami, the tang, like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
Well, from one navigator to another, give that up because you can't be having
I
those
know.
orange
No, 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 we're
fingerprints.
celebrating with it.
Celebrating with hot
Oh,
Cheetos
okay.
at the
That's
end
our
when we
last
get our
night.
fingers dirty. Yeah, that's another thing I've thought of too. You know, I got to really take care of the maps, so I can't just have these snacks that are going to get my fingers dirty to where it starts marking everything and I can't see anything on the map anymore.
We'll put up like a little like hamster funnel for her and I'll throw some stuff in.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I can't tell you the number of times my driver has literally thrown food at me and been like, "Eat now."
We will
Yes.
also have to do that because I forget to eat. I have ADHD. I'm very very open about that. I forget to eat if I'm focused on something, and then I will get like woozy and I won't feel well, and I'll go, I haven't eaten today. So Gloria
Yeah.
is aware of that, and she will be keeping me on track, and I will be doing the same for her as well.
Yeah. What's your hydration plan? That's another big topic.
So I actually live close to Lonnie Trejo.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mhm.
so I saw the camelback mechanism that she came up with to have it right there. So I am hoping to do something very similar because we
She
are
has a
really big on
mechanism.
hydration.
Okay. I haven't seen her mechanism. I use my Camelback, but I have to, like, search for my
Oh,
tube
she
and
has it attached to the back of her seat, and then she attached the what's the part called that you actually use? I don't know.
I don't
The
know.
little
Whatever the
thing.
part is that you
Yeah.
take the water out of, she had it connected to where her like her seatbelt was, but it was on like a retracting thing. So she could grab it, pull it down, take
Oh.
a drink, and then when she let go, it would just zip back up to where her seatbelt was.
Hmm. I'm writing that down.
I
Yeah.
know, it's brilliant.
And you know, it's funny because Megan and I hadn't really talked about that yet. We've talked about how much water we normally drink. But the other day I was just talking to a friend and they were like, take your Camelback, put it behind the seat, have that somewhere where you can grab it and just always have, because I drink almost a gallon of water a day.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
Yeah,
like
same.
I can't not drink water. It's my I love it. I love water that much. So I was like, gosh, I need to stay hydrated because I will
Yeah.
forget
Yeah.
really quick when I'm dehydrated.
Well, don't my rookie year, we had a little bit of time management issue, and when we were doing that, I kept coming into base camp and they're like, "How was your day?" And I would be like, "I really need to figure out how to pee less."
Mhm.
Because, like, if I could get back that 20 minutes of my day, that might be helpful.
Yeah.
We have talked
So,
about that as well, actually. So that'll be something in Mammoth that we're gonna practice drinking the appropriate amount of water. We're gonna see what our bathroom schedule looks like, and maybe we can align on it or minimize the amount of times we have to stop anyways.
yeah. And then hiding from the drones, if that's gonna be a problem for you, like, the drones are crazy. They're
I
everywhere.
thought about
If
that the
they
other
want
day
that
too.
footage, listen.
Yeah.
That's usually yeah. I mean, I don't just in the middle of the dry lake bed with no cover, but,
No,
you
of
know.
course.
Um, so, like, what is hitting your nerves right now? Is it the like, what's making you nervous?
Besides
Nothing?
money,
No,
obviously, would
not
be
nothing.
all right. I have two things. I have two things.
Okay.
Gloria is like Superman. I'm not, apparently. I am honestly, and this is so embarrassing to admit, I am afraid to be without my phone that long. Like,
Okay.
genuinely, I can't think of a time since social media technology has been what it's been, iPhones being a thing. I can't think of a time where I've gone more than a day or two without my phone. And I'm always getting content. I like to take pictures of stuff, I like to record stuff. So that's going to be interesting for me. I will have other ways to curate content and stuff,
Mhm.
but not being able to like doom scroll at the end of the night, like stop your brain from thinking about stuff, that's going to be challenging for me. And the other thing, which I told Gloria about before we decided to do this, is I am not a morning person. I do not like waking up
Mm.
early. So I'm aware of how challenging this is going to be for me. And I will practice as we get closer, waking up earlier. But those are the two things that make me kind of nervy. The rest of it is just competition, get your mind right, get your body right, and make sure your vehicle is where it needs to be. And I need to make sure that Gloria is taken care of so that she can accurately tell us where to go because she's my boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it, it's it's not that I'm not nervous about anything. I'm just the type of person that I don't like to kind of speak those things out. You know, it's like put things
Okay.
out into the world. Just like you were saying earlier at the beginning of of all this. It's what you put out there. It can either happen that way, the way in a negative way or in a positive way. I can't really think of the way I really want to say it, but I don't like to
You
put it
speak it
out.
into existence. You
Yeah,
don't, you want
yeah.
Yeah.
to,
But the payments for sure, that's stressful, and then God, I don't know. I'm a morning person. I'm so easy. Like I'm very adaptable. I adapt to if something changes, I'm like, okay, let's go this way. No, you gotta go that way. All right, let's adapt. Let's go that way, So
Yeah.
and
but
she's very patient. So all the struggles I'm going to have, she's going to be like, it's okay,
I,
Megan. You can do this.
I
You're the
am very
best.
patient. But for me as a navigator, again, I've done everything on foot. So
Yeah.
I am nervous a little bit to, the speed, even driving
I
if I'm
am
around.
installing the Terra Trip this weekend
Oh,
Oh,
good,
so
good.
we can
good.
practice with it.
Cool. Yeah. So that would be my biggest is being in the passenger side, and with a map.
You'll still be the
Oh,
boss, though.
yeah, and I hope I don't get car sick. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not a passenger princess, Megan.
Oh
So-
no. We didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this part, Gloria.
Oh, no.
I am not a passenger princess, but no, I'm kidding. I
Woo!
don't think I will, but yeah.
We had our first hiccup. You got it, Avis.
Yeah, some people have to do the little patches behind their ear or the, like,
Mhm.
pressure band. I've
Yeah, you're gonna
never
be
ever
reading the whole time,
yeah,
bouncing
I've never
around.
been a car sick person, so
Yeah,
I have no help there.
yeah,
But yeah, Megan, so I thought, you're talking about your phone. I was like, "Oh, we're off grid all the time." I mean, now we have Starlink, so we're not really off grid too much anymore, but, for years we've been like, "Oh, we go to the backcountry," or, we don't have any cell signal or anything like that, but I'm like 99% of the time with my husband, and so
Yeah,
what I didn't think about was, at the end of the day, whether it's been a great day or a crappy day, I always wanna tell my person, and guess what you don't have when you don't have your phone? Like, you don't have your person.
yeah,
yeah.
And so, like, it wasn't I translate that into I didn't have my phone because that's how I would normally communicate with Rob if we weren't together, and so that to me was like, that was serious.
yeah,
Yeah,
That was serious.
absolutely. I am accustomed to going lengths of time without speaking to my husband, but usually it's because he's gone, because he is a pilot in the Coast Guard. So
Oh, right.
sometimes it just you have to take that time, but it's never been because I'm off grid and unavailable.
Yeah.
So that is you're absolutely correct. And also when I am somewhere that doesn't have service, I still have Candy Crush on my phone. And I'll just sit there and I'll do Candy Crush until I fall asleep. So I don't have that.
No, you won't have that. Yeah, so how are your, partners feeling? Like, it's pretty like you said, normally, like, I'm in great contact with Rob and things like that, and he's used to sort of, like, if I have a problem, being able to be my knight in shining armor, right? Like, he can come rescue me pretty much any time of day, and we've been together since high school, so, like, are your partners stressed over that? Like, he has a hard time sort of, not being able to be there.
Yeah, I can see that. My husband is extremely helpful and always supportive and has my back and helps me in these situations. But he's
Mhm.
also more than happy to let me be. It's not something that he's going to sit and he's going to worry about. He knows I'm going with Gloria. Gloria and I are going to be each other's knight in shining armor. And
Yeah.
he's very excited about it. He's really supportive and always makes sure that my Bronco is the best it can be, that he challenges me when we go out and train and gets me to do things that I'm uncomfortable with. And I know that that's going to pay off when the rally comes around because I'm going to
Mhm.
have that experience already. And I just truly I don't think I could do it if he didn't support me the way that he does, and he really does. So having my husband and having Gloria are it's all I need.
Yeah.
Beat that,
Yeah.
Gloria.
So for us, like being apart, I mean, it's gonna be our first time for my wife and I to be apart that long. Um,
Okay.
I think the longest has only been like 2 days, but we still got to talk and FaceTime.
Yeah.
Um, and actually maybe longer when she was in the military. She was in the military too. She was also in the army when we first got together. But again, the phone was there, like you said, so we could still, no matter where we were, we could still talk to each other. We were not going to
Yeah.
be able to do that. I think one thing that we have to kind of prepare ourselves for at home is how we do things here, with our daughter too. Like we have already a set schedule of things. Hey, you handle these things, I handle these things on the daily. Now she's going to have to do everything by herself. Even
Yeah.
meal prepping takes time, but when our daughter wants some of our time or one of us, to give that attention, I tell her go play with her. I'll do this. Okay, I'll take the next 30 minutes with her. You do this. So we're trying to, discuss and talk about how we can, for instance, meal prepping. I'm going to get everything cooked up, put it in a freezer. And I'd be like,
Right.
and that's going to help you. That's because that takes time. Meal prepping takes so much time.
It
It really
does.
does.
But it's things like that I think worries us more than anything here at home. Is just how are we going to handle things when and how is she going to handle things when I'm gone? By herself. Not that she can't, but we already have things adjusted and what works for us. So it's going to come
Right. Yeah.
for her. But as far as being supportive, she's all about it. When she heard about that it was just for women only, she's like, oh my god, like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And she told me, you spent so many years in the military and law enforcement and it's predominantly men. You finally get to be in your element with like-minded women. Like, this is really
Mhm.
amazing, right? So
Yeah. That part is definitely super special.
very.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous that you are a morning person because I am not.
I am.
Um, and like Megan, I will start, weeks out and just start getting up earlier and earlier and earlier. Luckily for me, I have a 1-hour reprieve in a different time zone, so if I get up at 7 here, it's like 6 rally time, so I use that to my benefit, and then Gloria, what do you have, 2 hours on
2
California?
hours.
So you're
2
good,
hours.
good. You're gonna
Yeah.
be up at
Yeah.
2:30, like,
That's
ready
I
to go.
I know, that's the thing. And I lived in California for a little bit. My wife is originally from California in Livermore, so I would always wake up before everybody, like hours, and I'm like, y'all, this is I could never get used to it. So many years, being out here is it's I think that'll help me a lot too. But I'm sorry, Megan, I'll try my best to stay quiet.
Are you guys planning to share a tent?
Yeah,
Yes,
Nice. Oh, yeah, I saw did I see you just got a Shift Pod Mini?
we did.
yeah.
We got it donated
Man,
to
man.
us.
Sweet.
Yeah, we have received such tremendous support. It is honestly one of the most moving things I've ever experienced is seeing the way that our Instagram and our Bronco community and off-road community has really rallied around us and supported us in this process. They've done so much for us. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the support aspect, it is a lot of fun. I mean, it sounds like you both have great support at home, and that to me is like it's super amazing. Like you guys, when I first heard about the rally, it was about 3 or 4 years before I actually got to sign up because on the East Coast, I couldn't find a teammate, and I wanted somebody that was in my general area.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I went to this meeting at Expo and I told my husband, I was like, "Yeah, there's this thing. It's the Rebel Rally. It's long and it's expensive and it's women only, and I mean, I used way more words than that, but he was like, "Yeah, you got to do it."
He
And
was like, "Yeah, that sounds great.
yeah.
Long, women
Yeah,
only, expensive, do it."
right? But yeah, I mean, without that support, it wouldn't be possible.
Right.
So, it's
Truly.
great that you guys, especially as rookies, are feeling that. Um, all right. So sounds like you guys are well on your way. Any questions that you might have I might be able to answer? I'm no expert on anything, but
What's something that's not on the required list do you take on the rally? And that can be
um
comfort, that can be practical. What's your thing?
Yeah, I I'm pretty basic. I mean, I'm just trying to take less stuff this year, but, if you journal at all, like, my teammate this year was not my teammate last year, but she journaled, and she was the driver, so she had a little extra time in the morning, um, and then a Polaroid. So, any way to capture the memories, um, because I do not have one of those ironclad memories where, I mean, somebody can tell you like, "Oh, checkpoint 3 on day 4 was here."
Mm,
I can't tell you that. So any way to capture the memories, I think is definitely on the list. So,
cool.
yeah.
Gloria, do you have
Well,
one?
yeah,
No? No
no,
questions?
No,
no
We're just
questions.
ready.
no,
You're ready.
not 100%
That's great.
either. I just don't have questions.
I love
She'll
it.
think of one
Uh,
after we get off.
Probably.
yeah, that's fine. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap us up. I thank you guys so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you guys on the starting line and finally meet you in person. And
So excited. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
yeah, don't let me down on the socials, ladies. I
Never.
mean,
Come on. Me? Be ready for the next one. It's coming out in a couple hours.
excellent,
Like
excellent.
always.
Thanks, ladies. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.